This is always ready, Matt Cardona, the internet champion and the host of the Major Wrestling Figure Podcast. But there's another podcast I want you to check out, and that is the Crash and Burn Podcast. Check it out every single episode. Make sure you subscribe, comment, like, do all that fun stuff, and you never know. Maybe one day you'll see the Crash and Burn Podcast take on the Major Wrestling Figure Podcast in the middle of the ring. And you know who's going to win? Me. Because you guys, you're not always ready. Crash and Burn!
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are back for another episode of the Crash and Burn Wrestling Podcast, as we are going to be hosting one of the 23rd annual of the grandest stage of them all, WrestleMania. It is the 23rd annual, which took place in Detroit, Michigan, on April 1st, 2007, which was all grown up. You had at least 80,000 people in the attendance. It was right in the Ford Field of Detroit, Michigan. I got two amazing members of the podcast, which one is actually got ownership now to this podcast. But I requested this pay-per-view, but I'm glad to have these two hosted along with me. First, I want to welcome the guy who's the newest owner of the Crash and Burn Wrestling Podcast, Lucas Duncio.
Yes, the whole effing show, as I like to say. Ladies and gentlemen, we're doing WrestleMania 23, one of the better pay-per-views of 2000s, in my opinion. Actually, WrestleMania 2000s were actually pretty good, actually, in my opinion. And this is actually another one of the good ones I definitely want to talk about. Because the couple matches I do want to talk about, is some of them I necessarily have issues, but, need to be talked about. And, yeah, we're here now. Let's do it.
All right. Next, finally, we are welcoming the man who says, "Time to check my social media to say who." AJ.
No. Oh, God. And you forgot one more thing, Wyatt.
What?
You forgot the sleepyhead.
The sleepyhead and the man who says the Crash and Ethan Burn Wrestling Podcast. AJ, go do your intro.
Attaboy. All right. What's up, everyone? Welcome to the newest episode of the fastest wrestling podcast of all professional wrestling, the Crash and fucking Burn Wrestling Podcast. And today, we're reviewing WrestleMania 23, which, in my opinion, is a good WrestleMania. I can tell you that. Great WrestleMania.
All right, guys, as we get the fans to their seats, and as fans will be getting their drinks, their popcorn, their popsicles, their pretzels, their drinks,
your video games,
their bottle of water, and their cotton candy, as they go down their stairwells to their seats, we're getting ready for some action. All right, first match, as fans were getting to their seats for the dark match. I don't know why one of them men is in a dark match at Mania, but whatever. All right, kind of messed up in my opinion, but Carlito and Ric Flair defeated Chabot, Guerrero, and Gregory Helms in a Lumberjack match. I didn't watch the match. I thought it was kind of solid. To me, it looks very solid. All the Titantron was already shut off. All they did was play their theme songs. I really thought it was kind of stupid in my opinion, which Ric Flair retired the following year at a Mania after that. So, my thoughts, that's pretty much my thoughts. I never really watched the match. I really couldn't give a shit. You'd have Lumberjacks in the ring. Let's start with AJ.
Wait, a tag match at the dark match at the WrestleMania?
It was a pre-show.
Wait, was this in 2006 or 05?
2007.
Oh, yeah, you were right. I was going to say you were wrong, but okay, anyways, this match, no. It's a cool match and all, but why the fuck is this booked in the pay-per-view? Shelton Benjamin and Gregory Helms, yeah, that team makes no sense. Carlito and Ric Flair, all right.
It was not Shelton Benjamin, it was Gregory Helms and Chabot Guerrero.
Oh God, that's even worse. Ugh. I don't know, man. This tag match was fucking random, and it was alright. Not too terrible. It's not worthy of being WrestleMania, bro. You gotta have a better pre-show than that.
Okay. The guy with the red Nike shirt, you can go. Lucas.
Yes, that's right. I want to say, I mean, why a dark show at a WrestleMania? Like, why?
It was the pre-show.
Pre-show, whatever. I want to get the point of that. And really, I didn't even see it. I didn't even know that match even existed. So, I have nothing to say. So,
okay. All right. Now as we get ready for the main show here, if you guys didn't know, I do have the DVD for WrestleMania that year. As it's the first match on my DVD, it is going to be the the third annual Money in the Bank ladder match as Mr. Kennedy became victorious, which was actually a big freaking mistake. Defeated CM Punk, Edge, Finlay, Jeff Hardy, King Booker with Queen Sharmell, Matt Hardy, and Randy Orton. To me, I thought that was probably one of the most iconic Money in the Bank ladder matches I've seen because you've had a lot of good moments in there. Because, you had Randy Orton do an RKO to CM Punk off the ladder. Jeff Hardy jumps off 15 feet, did a career-ending drop on the Edge, which it should have been someone else in my opinion. You had Finlay literally having his back wearing out. Finlay couldn't get up the ladder, had blood on the side of his head. Finlay was literally getting his ass kicked throughout that entire match. You had Booker T climb up the ladder, as Matt Hardy was about to twist the fake Queen Sharmell, and then Booker had to make a decision. Briefcase or your wife? He chose his wife. You had Mr. Kennedy do a giant senton roll on the Hornswoggle off the ladder, which Hornswoggle was going to help Finlay get that briefcase because Finlay's back was wearing out. Honestly, I would have had Randy Orton or Edge win that match, not because they're not my two favorites, or I could have had Matt Hardy actually win that match because, Matt Hardy in that era as world champion would have been gold. But, Jeff Hardy too. But, they could have actually won the ladder match, but I really didn't see it in my opinion. Edge could becoming two-time Money in the Bank winner would have been dope. But Mr. Kennedy, to me, it really didn't make any sense for him to win, because literally he was counting down until Mania 24 to cash in, but that all screwed up until Edge took the briefcase from him, cashed in onto The Undertaker, won the title, which Edge was actually in that match. But to me, wrong person won the ladder match. Let's start with Lucas.
This could have been a lot of potential. But I really saw Kennedy as a world champion because he had the charisma, he had the gimmick, he had everything ready to go. But it's like, to me, when he had the Money in the Bank, it just kind of lax on me. And when he lost to the Edge, it was a big mistake from the beginning. But you could have somebody else, like you said, Matt Hardy should have had it.
Matt Hardy would have been great.
But was gold, and I would have also have Hardy have it as well. Because he just came back and everything like that. I think it was great. Now, Rumble was great. Yeah. Kane did a green blade plunge to Hornswoggle off the ladder, which I thought that was
historic.
That was a brutal spot there.
Yeah.
Basically, legit his ass kicked all the time. Matt Hardy really kills in the ladder matches. The Hardy Boys is pretty much the kings of the ladder match.
Oh, absolutely.
So everybody knows that for sure. And that leg drop to Edge, oh god, that was one of the most iconic spots of that ladder match because
that could have ended Edge's career.
That could have, because right here the neck.
He got carried out in a freaking stretcher.
Yes, did Hardy get a stretcher too?
No.
I wonder how the hell is Jeff Hardy still walking from that? Like how? Well, you would just jump as high as you can, landed absolutely perfectly, and you're still walking from that. Like seriously, that is just to take a lot of electricity for something like that. I don't know.
I couldn't even believe Finlay could survive in that match because his back was wearing out and he had so much blood down his head.
Yeah, I remember that. That I felt bad for Finlay for that. Yo, Finlay as world champion would have been dope actually. That would have been dope actually.
I mean, yeah, Finlay was decent for upper mid card in my opinion.
Yeah, I think he's a great wrestler in my opinion. But overall,
great. Yeah.
Overall, the Rumble was not Rumble. The ladder match was pretty good, and
it was good.
Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. That was iconic to me. One of the better openers of ladder matches. At least it wasn't WrestleMania 26. But we didn't get into that.
Yeah, we reviewed WrestleMania 26. Check it out in our channel. It is in one of our recent videos. AJ, go ahead, bud.
This match was good. Yeah, I can see why you guys are saying Kennedy was the worst mistake. Yeah. I when I saw the match back, yeah, I was so happy with like Kennedy because I knew that WWE was gonna have him like as a big star, but all of a sudden that was a fucking mistake. I think Kennedy was gonna be written off. Am I right? Like that's probably why he lost the briefcase. I don't know, but I don't know what's the main reason about it. But but I feel like the wrong person here won. I can agree with you guys, to be honest, because it's Kenny with the briefcase would have been cool, like to have him as a world champion, but I would have had like the other participants on this match, like the other participants in this match, like win it besides Kennedy. But yeah, but I would have had like Hardy. I mean, I would have had like like Jeff Hardy or hold on, let me just look at the participants in this match. Hold on. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I would have had like either Randy or Matt or Jeff win it, but I would have loved to see Edge too, but we all knew he was gonna win the briefcase from Kennedy on SmackDown. Yeah, that was like the downfall of Kennedy. So I feel like this match was good and all, but I feel like the wrong person here won, unfortunately, because Kennedy is so goddamn talented, and he did way better in TNA and Impact, pretty much. So, but WWE really screwed his career up because after that he went downhill from there. He had an injury. And then came back on Raw, and then pretty much did a suplex on Randy Orton, which Randy Orton thought it was stiff as fuck. I didn't see any stiffness because obviously Randy Orton has problems with the shoulders and everything. And eventually he tell Mr. McMahon, go fire Kennedy. And then Cena obviously kissing ass to the WWE and defends Randy Orton and pretty much say, Vince, please go fire Mr. Kennedy. And then obviously the dumb retard chairman fucking fired him. Because
Kennedy got released in 2009.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like after this match, pretty much. He went downhill and all.
Oh, you're talking about the Lakers and Nuggets one?
Hmm?
Yeah.
Or just the one that had the Lakers and the Nuggets one? The one in 2009?
Yes. Yeah, but this match overall was good, but I feel like the wrong person won. I'm just saying.
Yep. This is a tribute for you, Mr. Kennedy.
Mr. Kennedy!
Wait for it.
Kennedy!
All right, guys. Now we're going to get ready to a match that, very, very, very smooth match.
And it's short, too.
And it was the great Khali defeated Kane. All right. For me, I really thought it was a very, very smooth match, in my opinion. After, he had a whole party in the locker room and all. But, with that, though, the great Khali literally ripped the top turnbuckle off. Kane had, like, a chain with hooks at the end of it. Literally, the great Khali and Kane literally just choking the shit out of each other during that match. And then Khali goes for a 12-step, drops Kane to the ground. 1, 2, 3, it's over. I really thought that was one of the most smoothest match in WrestleMania history. The great Khali literally choked Kane with the chain. I thought someone would have came out and stopped Khali, but it didn't. I really thought there could have been more put into it, in my opinion. Kane and Khali have had some good matches around the time, especially, You've had matches on Raw before, especially SummerSlam 2009, which we'll review in the future. But yeah, the Great Khali in 2007. That I would have pissed my pants if I was around that Khali, because he's got his hair in front of his face. His face looks scary as shit. That version of Khali, I wouldn't want to be around him. I would lose my shit. But until the PG era came, Khali looked very botchy. He became this Punjabi playboy. Khali lost all his potential. But he was still a good wrestler. Like, I understand Khali got very botchy, especially, how tall he is and how bad his knees are. But he deserved to be in the Hall of Fame, and that's all I'm going to say.
And he did.
Khali and Kane, smooth match. Lucas, you want to go?
I would say this about Khali. I was scared of him when I was younger, right? When he had a bias grip on Rey Mysterio, for example, and then all that blood came out of his mouth, like that shit scared me when I was younger. Like that era Khali scared the shit out of me. And I'll admit this, the PG era kind of did ruin Khali, and it just led to a bunch of things. But Khali had a good career, honestly, being Undertaker, was world champion once upon a time. Maybe it wasn't the best, but he still did the best he can, and the match was all right in my opinion. I mean, not the best thing in the world, but still pretty good in my opinion. Because also you have Kane as well, even though Kane around that time, to me, lost his step around that time. Because
Kane was losing his step around those years. Like 2003, 2004, 2005, Kane was kicking ass.
He was. He would just burn JR and, let's get
involved. In the freaking locker room. And especially when, Kane invaded Lita and Edge's wedding, for example. Or, when Kane was... Kane and Lita were getting married. Kane literally beating the, shocking Shane McMahon's balls.
Yeah, I remember that. That was very shocking.
Yeah.
But that's all I'm mentioning outside. So, yeah.
Enjoy your pizza. AJ, go.
Oh.
AJ, it's your turn.
This match was alright. It was a little bit short. Only 5 minutes and 30 seconds. Yeah. I don't know, man. But this match was, I could agree with Wyatt. It was smooth, but because obviously these two are big and they are really great, great giants, one of the greatest giants of all professional wrestling. But I feel like the match was a little bit short. I feel like it could have been a little bit longer. I feel like these guys can go at it a lot more. But I feel like these guys...
They were both... Khali was on Raw at the time and Kane was on SmackDown.
Yeah, I know that. But, I feel like these guys could have went at it, a little bit longer. At least another 5 minutes.
Because... Only if Khali was drafted to SmackDown or if Kane was drafted to Raw.
Yeah. But overall, this match was alright. I feel like the right person won there because you had to prove that Great Khali is the most dominant superstar until... the fucking PG era ruined his ass.
Khali was solid in 2009 and 2010, but in 2011, he just wasn't no more.
Yeah, and WWE could have kept him. I don't know. WWE ran out of ideas for him, and then released in 2014, and then got inducted to the Hall of Fame, which was a good move, by the way. WWE, thank you so much. And I feel like and fun fact. During the same year, technically, I think both men were inducted to the Hall of Fame
last year.
2021. Yeah, I think they were both inducted at the same year, right?
They were.
Yeah. Also RVD, which makes this match even special because these are two Hall of Famers going at it. But this match right here, it was alright. It could have been a little bit longer. I understand that they were both separate brands, but could have been a little bit longer for brand supremacy. But alright, next match.
Alright, next match is the final WrestleMania match ever until whatever happened. Chris Benoit defeated MVP to retain the United States Championship. That match, in my opinion, was solid. There was a lot of chain in that match, a lot of grappling. But it was MVP's rise in WWE. I mean, it would have been cool to see MVP actually win that match, but Benoit retaining wasn't bad of a move. But Benoit's Mania gear with the long yellow pants was pretty cool. I like the ending of the match. When you had MVP, Benoit literally German suplexing MVP around in the ring, and then Benoit does the the move that he does, flies off with his arm.
The diamond headbutt.
The headbutt dive. Bingo. All right.
Diamond
Daniel
headbutt.
Bryan did the flying goat. But it was kind of weird to end the match that way because I'm so used to Benoit ending the match with a crossface. But therefore, decent, very decent match. Decent pace to it. And AJ, you want to go?
Yeah. This match was alright. It was solid, but I feel like the wrong person won there. Just saying, it's not because of his death and all. That's a fucking tragedy and really unfortunate. But I feel like MVP could have had his moment at WrestleMania and won that U.S. title, just like John Cena did a few years ago at the time. MVP could have had a golden moment on WrestleMania, and he would have been in the seat for a lot longer.
So
he won it anyways. I think.
He did later on, but I'm saying he could have won it at this match because it would have been a bigger moment for him. But definitely a not bad move. Yeah, Benoit was a great champion at the time. Yeah. Pretty much and Wyatt, why is his shirt up?
Oh, my bad. I'm not steep. I'm sorry.
Yeah, don't be steep. All right. Anyways,
shout out to him, by the way.
Yeah, shout out to Steep. What's up, man? Anyways, but this match was all right. It was solid, not too bad. Definitely.
Now we're on to the next match.
Yes.
Next match. I know what match we're talking about. One of the biggest matches on the card. And that is, the streak continues at 15-0. The Undertaker defeated Batista to become the new World Heavyweight Champion.
Yes.
All right. Okay, let's face it. It would have been nice for Batista to break the streak. Batista breaking the streak wasn't too bad because I think they might have originally planned it, but I don't know. But it would have been nice for Batista to break the streak, but there is other for people who could have broke it. But Undertaker, it wasn't time for the streak to end, in my opinion. I'm glad that they kept the streak going. I really loved the spots in the match. The build-up was incredible. As Undertaker had the choice between John Cena, Batista, or Bobby Lashley. So Undertaker chose Batista. So it was great. They had a tag team match with Undertaker and Batista versus John Cena and Shawn Michaels in No Way Out that year. Batista turned on Undertaker there. They did it match on SmackDown. They had a brutal, heated build up to the match. You had Teddy Long as the announcer that night. You had all the Druids come out, of course, and then you didn't have some good spots as they brawled outside the ring. Undertaker did his jump and dive. Batista's power slammed him through the ECW announce table. You've had some other good spots in the match. I think it only took one tombstone to get Batista done with. The match was only 15 minutes. At least it could have hit 20 minutes, in my opinion. But Batista and Taker, I'm glad that they've at least had a match at WrestleMania 23 that year. But definitely a good move. I'm glad Undertaker. Definitely glad that they had that match that year, because what would happen if they didn't? I'm glad Batista was one of Undertaker's defeated opponents in the streak. Good thing they kept the streak going once again. But that's all I've got to say. AJ, you want to go?
Yeah. This match was actually pretty good. Yeah, and this match was really good, especially two big guys that are going at it. Batista, Animal, of course, Undertaker, Dead Man. But you know what's really bullshit? These two never fucking main evented, even though Undertaker won the Rumble to go to main event WrestleMania.
That would have been nice if they main evented Mania. That year, but you know, you had more of a
Here's the
dream
thing
match.
I don't get sometimes. Why would you have someone win the Rumble, but you don't main event WrestleMania? When you technically said you're main event of WrestleMania.
Seth Rollins won the Rumble 2019, and him and Lesnar kicked off the show.
Yeah, but why?
Lesnar.
Jeez, man. That's okay. I hate WWE sometimes for doing that. Like, wow.
It's
what a complete asshole. Like, whoever did that should have been fired on the spot, because clearly you had a Rumble winner and you had win and you had to, and you're guaranteed the main event WrestleMania to face a champion and you're choosing, right? That's the rules.
AJ,
but they didn't stick with it.
AJ, you don't get this though. You had a dream match in the making main event WrestleMania, and that was a good move.
Exactly.
We'll get to that later. AJ, are you done ranting?
I'm not ranting about it. It's just God. I don't understand. But anyway.
What did you like about the match?
But the match, I like the match. I like the match, but I feel like it was in the wrong side of the card. It was definitely in the wrong, it was like the 5th match. It should have been the last match, like the 9th match. But anyways, this match right here was fucking good. I loved it. Everything about it. Undertaker winning the World Heavyweight title. Great move, by the way. And yeah, Undertaker really stole the show against Batista. Him also stealing the show. But I just feel like it was in the wrong side of the match card. I should have been at the main event. It was complete bullshit.
Lucas.
Okay. I mean, in a way, I kind of disagree with it. I'm 50-50 on that because, I mean, I'm going to say this. At least we actually got a match. At least we actually got a series of matches with them. You know, the last Stadium match they had before. I think a Backlash. And then Unforgiving, they had the Hell in a Cell match when Edge got involved in that match. But both went out. They had a good series of matches.
Sure.
And with this one, with the Royal Championship on the line, this match is very good. I love that power stand for that table. That was very good. Near kick out with a Batista bomb. That was a cool spot. You know, there's a lot of near kick outs, a lot of good spots in there. And I really think those two really had good chemistry together and all that stuff. And about that, what was it? The last match, the Benoit and Envy. That match is pretty solid, in my opinion, too. You know, say what you want about Benoit, but, you know, he's a really good technical wrestler. And no matter how much I don't like what he did and everything like that, but I will deny he was one of the great United States champions. I will not deny that. And that's all I'm going to say about that. But the Undertaker and Batista match was great and really one of the best matches of the night. Not the best match of the night. That's later on. But one of the better matches of the night.
Mm-hmm. I thought you would have more to say about that, but okay. All right. Let me get the next match here. All right. Next match is... All right. The ECW Originals, Rob Van Dam, Sabu, The Sandman, and Tommy Dreamer defeated Elijah Burke, Kevin Thorne, Marcus Corvan, and Max Striker with Ariel at ringside. For me, that match was extremely solid in my opinion. You know, you did have all the ECW Originals come through the crowd. I mean, RVD and Tommy Dreamer did try their hardest, you know, to high five everybody throughout the crowd. And, you know, Sandman whacked the beer in his head and chugged it all. And, you know, and Sabu looked like he was trying to avoid high fiving anybody and try to avoid anyone touching him. But the match itself wasn't bad. It was very solid paced. But I think the ECW Originals, in my opinion, should have at least did some extreme spots after the match just to support ECW. And I'm glad that the ECW Originals won because it at least shows respect to the ECW of what they've done for ECW in the past. But right team won, in my opinion. I mean, I wish at least that at least it had extreme spots in it, but whatever. AJ, go.
Go, AJ, go.
Oh my god, finally I could get something opened. But anyways, but this match was alright. I really loved this match. Definitely a great match, to represent ECW, like the ECW originals, man. They were actually a great team, and I really appreciate them for what they did over the years. Sabu, Tommy Dreamer, Sandman, and RVD going against New Breed. It was good. It was a good match. They really worked together really well, and I really enjoyed this. But could have been a little bit longer and all, but good match, dude. Good match. And definitely a great way to pay respect to ECW. Definitely.
Yeah, that one to build the company as well. And I'm gonna go ahead and go. I agree with you, Wyatt. I think this should have some extreme spots. Like get some basket, get some chairs, get some tables in there. No, why set them on fire? Do something extreme. Go big, go home. Go big, go home. Yeah, hell, you should make a 6-man extreme rules tag team. That's I would have gone with that. But overall, the match is pretty good. I definitely of the new ones didn't age that well, in my opinion. But yeah, the last one, the only decent one added was like Elijah Book. That was it. The rest of them just didn't work that well, and they were fucking wasted. Matt Striker turned into a commentator, I believe, at that day. Not that day, but later on. And now, Robin Dam, retired. Sabu, I think, still wrestling, I believe, and Tommy Dreamer still kind of wrestling here and there.
I don't think RVD's retired, Lucas. I think he's not wrestling as much.
Well, I don't know. We're not seeing wrestling well. Let's just put it like that.
RVD is living his best freaking life.
He is.
Yeah, he is.
He is legit.
Living his best life.
He's living his
This man
best
can
life.
do whatever he wants when he wants.
Yeah, he's just on his life. He got the girl, he got everything.
He got all those girls.
Yeah.
Multiple goals, man. He got all of them.
That man has goals.
This man got a freaking strip club in his house or something like that.
He does. And that is RVD.
I mean, RVD's get high and twerk on me house or something. Label that. Make that happen, RVD. He can make some money with that. But overall, the match is pretty good. I mean, I think Robin was gear. I believe it was supposed to be a changed variant, but they canceled it. I believe that was the gear, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it was. It was.
And that gear actually was sick, in my opinion. I mean, you could have switched the other gears that he had, but I understand why. But I am very good. I'm very happy that the originals won, and I'm glad they're still doing good to this day, though. And we do have some that were lost, but they're doing well. Like New Jack, we miss you, buddy.
Yeah, rest in peace, New Jack.
Praise this motherfucker alive. I'll say that.
Oh God, that was strong.
All right, moving on.
All right, next match. We're ready to talk about this match.
Oh boy, I know what you're talking about.
The Battle of the Billionaires. Donald J. Trump and Vincent Kennedy McMahon. It is representing the former president of the United States, Donald J. Trump, the almighty Bobby Lashley, defeated, representing Vince McMahon, the Samoan bulldozer, Umaga, with Armando Estrada ringside. The stipulation was, whichever billionaire's representative loses would have to go bald. And you had Stone Cold Steve Austin as the special guest referee, which was pretty nice as well. For me, I thought the match was really good, in my opinion. I love the storyline between these two. When Trump came out with all the money raining all over the ground, and you had all these pageant girls at ringside who were cheering on for Trump and booing the shit out of Vince. But they were even asking people all over the world who should get their head shaved. Some people say Trump, some people say Vince. Who could imagine Donald Trump having his head shaved?
He'll look like a little fucking boiled egg.
But as of the match was the match was good. Bobby Lashley and Umaga had their spots. Stone Cold was doing his job as a special guest ref, which I think it's a tie between Stone Cold and Mick Foley as greatest special guest referee of all time. Stone Cold's always done decent as special guest referee. Stone Cold wouldn't DQ anybody or count on everybody. When Stone Cold would get up to 5 for a break, like he did with Umaga, he would tell him, get off. Like Umaga literally knocked his ass out. And Stone Cold, I think, punched him by the belief. When Stone Cold was knocked out, you had Shane McMahon come into the ring, take off his jacket and show his referee gear. Tried to help Umaga win the match. Even did a coast to coast with a trash can on the Lashley. But once Stone Cold was allowed to get up in time, was able to get up in time as Donald Trump was beating the shit out of Vince, and and then you had Stone Cold just pull Shane out of the ring. Stone Cold stunner Umaga, send Lashley into spear. 1, 2, 3. Lashley wins, and then you have, even the barber stool made his own entrance. So the barber stool comes into the ring. Lashley and Trump shave Vince's head off, and I understand that they had to do that unless Trump really needed to get a haircut, which I doubt was ever going to happen. But it was funny seeing Vince getting his head shaved because I know the fans in the crowd were paying their money to see it. Vince, especially that Raw appearance Vince made, hiding under Lillian Garcia's dress and wearing that hat, trying to hide, exposing his shaved head. But if anyone remembers that.
I remember that. Oh my God.
I remember that.
But Vince deserved to get his head shaved. Stone Cold, of course, gave a stunner to Vince like they did back in the Attitude Era. But Vince went bald and had shaving cream on the top of his head. So that was definitely one of the most iconic WrestleMania moments of all time. But, Donald Trump was the first ever president to ever get Stone Cold stunnered. So that's another historic moment there. Let's start with Lucas.
Yes. So let's get into this. So, beginning of it, they had a little thing going on. Trump comes along to WWE, and Vince is like, you know what? I hate you. Fuck you. Kind of like that. And with Stone Cold coming out as a special guest, shit's gonna go down. So Trump picks Bobby Lashley, and Mr. McMahon picks Umaga, which I think those two really killed it, honestly. And going into the match, it was very cool to see, with that. I think with Lashley and Umaga, we definitely went at it, and say what you want about Umaga and with that, but Umaga's damn good in the ring. Like,
yeah,
he was good.
Umaga should be inducted.
So underrated, dude.
He should be in the Hall of Fame. If he had a little bit longer, I think he wouldn't have worked around that time too. And I think also he could have been inducted earlier, and I also think he could be, in a storyline with the Bloodline. But we're not getting into that right now. But with Bobby Lashley in the early 2000s, though, I really think that's one of the best versions of Bobby Lashley, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. That man was legit unstoppable. Like he was. And Bobby Lashley now, he's kind of falling off a little bit, honestly. I'm sorry to say that, but he's kind of falling off a little bit. And with that said, the match is very good. Stone Cold giving a stunner to, Trump and Vince. And the way that Trump solved that, that was terrible. Terrible stuff.
Oh God, yes. I hate Vince's stunner.
Hell, even Logan Paul could do a better sell than that. But yeah, the matchup was good, and it's good to see Stone Cold as special guest referee because he's gonna call them right there in the middle. He's gonna get here you are, and that's all I'm just gotta say because those two really killed it, and I think Lashley might have had another match. And I believe that's when Bobby actually jumped over the cage and knocked out Umaga.
Lashley left that year, I think.
Hey, what? Lashley went in 2007?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, never mind.
AJ, any rants?
Oh, no, actually. This match was actually good, dude. Like, they really killed it. This was actually an underrated match, to be honest. Like, Umaga is definitely underrated, dude. Like, I mean, some people can really appreciate Umaga, but they don't really appreciate him enough. You know, like WWE didn't really like it, they really ignored his death, which was stupid, and I just don't understand, to be honest. But this match right here was good because it was against two dominant superstars.
I think part of the reason was Umaga, I think, left on bad terms with WWE in 2009 because he got released.
Yeah, but okay. But I would definitely see. But this match right here was freaking good, and I definitely loved the ending when Stone Cold gave Stunner to Vince McMahon, like this deserves. And I have a good song for Vince. Shave and cream, be nice and clean. Shave every day, you'll be always looking. Yeah, that's Shave and Cream by Benny Bell. Yeah, but this match, oh man, it was so good to see Vince McMahon get shaved because it was actually pretty funny. Like Vince is having a breakdown and lost his hair, and then eventually grew back, and his hair wasn't the same sense. But this was actually a good match. But yeah, definitely the right person won here, pretty much.
Hey, at least it wasn't, Brett getting shaved his head by Bald, I believe, because I believe he got scaffolded. So, but we're not gonna get into that. But also, imagine Trent was bald. Oh my god, he'll look like a little egg.
Oh, he will have a meltdown right away, and he will never get on WWE
look
again.
like, because he look got a little toupee going on right now, So if he gets bald, it's gonna be an orange egg.
Guys, take it easy.
Bald Trump.
Don't want to get a little too political here.
Yeah.
Okay, should we move forward?
Yes. Yeah.
All right.
Just saying.
Next match. One of the most disappointing matches, in my opinion. Molina defeated Ashley in a lumberjack match to retain the women's championship in 3 minutes.
Yeah, I'm actually.
What?
Yeah. All you had was just Molina beat her, retain, which Molina was literally carrying the division at that time. But you could have at least had something ironic to draw the fans, how the women were at the time. You could have had something at least great to have, But, I thought that was a huge upset because, the woman would always have, a bed fight at WrestleMania or a bra and panties match or, a women's brawl or something. But no, all you had was a lumberjack match for the women's title, and all you did was have Molina squash Ashley like that, which Ashley was the shit at the time, but rest in peace to her. I miss her to death, but
yeah.
But that's all I gotta say. AJ.
Oh boy.
Yeah. I can agree. Fuck this match, man. Wow. WWE really dropped the ball here. 3 minutes and 40 seconds. What? You could have had these women go at it a little longer than that. What's your excuse? What's your fucking excuse, WWE? Really? 3 minutes for the women? This is the shit we get all the time now. Because women, oh my god. Alright, I'm just gonna write about this. Women doesn't get quality TV time. That's all I'm saying. What the hell, man? It could have been a good match. It could have been a good match if Molina made Ashley look good. God damn. These two could go at it and at it and at it for at least 10 minutes, for crying out loud.
I mean, at least 7 to 8 minutes, in my opinion. But back,
yeah.
But
definitely an underwhelming match, dude. Ashley's, this was, how many opportunities did Ashley get at a women's title? This was her only opportunity, right?
I believe so.
Whatever it is, whatever she got whatever it is, she only had that one opportunity. I was so mad that this was the match that she got at WrestleMania. If she didn't get another opportunity, good for her. But God, this match sucked. I'm sorry. Terrible. Worst match of the night. I'm sorry.
Move on.
Yeah. Also, back to the match before. That storyline with Trump and Vince was the reason why Eugene went bald.
Oh, he went bald?
Yeah.
Yeah, Eugene went bald and then got moved to SmackDown later.
I forgot. Oh man, I only remember that.
That was like the downside of Eugene's career because Eugene was
got
like
released
the
that
most
year.
controversial gimmick that WWE ever did, apparently. So.
Yeah, I forgot.
Lucas, you want to go for this match?
Yeah. Okay, let me say this. First of all, we could have asked you the title because really Ashley had a lot of charisma. She was very good in the ring, and I really think she should have been a champion, honestly, in my opinion.
Agreed. Yeah.
But she was great. She was great in the ring, honestly. With Molina and all, she did carry the division. I'm hoping to see her in the Rumble this year, but we're not getting into that right now. But with this match or whatever, this could have been longer. Honestly, it could have been 8-10 minutes. I don't know, but overall, this is not the best. It's really disappointing, and I think this is two people that could have a great match, the potential of a good match, and this is what you get. 3 minutes. Did I hear us say 3 minutes?
As much as people wanted to look forward to the woman that night.
Yeah, true. Yeah, because I was looking to the main event, which we'll get to just a moment, but still could have made something happen. But fair opportunity. I don't know when Molina lost the title, I believe, but yeah, I think Ashley should have been champion, honestly. But that could have been a high with her career.
Mm-hmm.
And I really think if she was still alive today, I think she would probably make a surprise return to the ring. R.I.P. to her.
Mm-hmm. All right. Now we are getting ready to the main event of the evening. The match we've all been waiting for at this time. It's one of the main events. I think the right person won here because, he was overcoming the odds. John Cena defeated Shawn Michaels to retain the WWE Championship.
I got to say about this.
I'm ready. AJ, are you gonna rant or are you gonna talk good?
I'm gonna do both. I'm gonna do a little bit of branding and then like a little bit and much.
You're going last. All right, now it is time. I thought it was enjoyable seeing, I think my favorite moment that night was when John Cena sped across Detroit, Drew inside the stadium and broke the glass with the Mustang. I thought that was pretty cool in my opinion. That was my favorite moment that night, by the way. Rare to say, but it also kind of disappointed me that Shawn Michaels came out with a DX theme song with good WrestleMania attire, which, in my opinion, Shawn Michaels should have came out with his original theme song because he's Mr. WrestleMania. But to me, I think the match was really incredible. With Cena and Michaels, I really did not think Cena should have ended it with the STF. I think it should have ended with the AA. Michaels did a good moonsault off the ropes, and they've had some good spots throughout the match. With Cena and Michaels, I'm glad that this actually made an event because this was a dream match in the making. But with Cena and Michaels, as of that, it kind of was stupid that they would have the tag titles in WrestleMania because Cena held the titles due to Triple H. It wasn't due to Triple H's injury. I thought it was kind of ridiculous, to have them both as tag champs at WrestleMania and them winning the tag titles. They didn't have to do all that. They could have at least dropped them before Mania. But as of that, with Cena and Michaels though, I'm glad it ended. It could have had a better way to end it, with the AA should have ended it in my opinion. But I thought it was kind of stupid because Shawn Michaels never shook Cena's hand by walking out. But I knew it was an emotional night for Cena due to his dad. I don't know, his dad was probably struggling through something. But back with that, it was kind of ridiculous. Michaels should at least shook the man's hand and congratulate him because that's how you're supposed to end WrestleMania.
Exactly.
Yeah, but Michaels had to run away. I still respect Michaels and all, but Michaels should have at least shook Cena's hand. But if you were doing that, you should have at least continued the rivalry in some sort. But with Shawn Michaels doing that, like they had like a freaking match in England where Michaels beat Cena, but I think that's all they had since then with the rivalry after Mania.
Which I believe is the longest match, isn't it?
It was like 28 minutes.
20? Was it like an hour?
Yeah. It was a half-hour match. But that's all I'm gonna say here. Lucas, you can go, bud.
Yes, we get into this match. I just recently watched this match. I'm looking back on this match. Just prologue to this was very good. It's almost history of betraying, tag team partners and anything like that. The portrayal of, Hogan, Mario Jannetty, Triple H. Well, Triple H was secondly in the match with John Cena, but we'll get to that. But this match was match of the fucking night, in my opinion. Yes, Shawn Michaels worked on John Cena's leg the whole entire time. Great moonsault spot off the road, even though the table didn't break. The table should have broke, in my opinion. But it's still good to see that, the power driver threw into the steps. I don't know how the hell the Cena's neck didn't break around that time. Because his head was bleeding like right behind here, and Michael's head was bleeding too. They're both leaking, leaking blood, anything like that. And these two went at it back and forth, great near falls, anything like that. And I agree. It should have ended with the FU or anything like that instead of the STFU. But still, overall, the match was good. The commentary was good. Everything about this match is very good. And I think this should have been the main event, in my opinion. But you have two people that never had a match before and make it the main event caliber. And that's what they absolutely did. And this is their main event right there. And I do agree with Shawn Michaels' entrance. I think it should have been the HBK, Heartbreak Kid one. And Johnson's entrance was pretty cool too. But it would have been cool to see Shawn Michaels win the title again. It would have been cool around the 2000s because he was shining around 2000s. And I think 2008 or 2007 would be great, in my opinion, to see him win the title. But, it's all good. And Michaels and Cena killed it. They had nothing to be ashamed of. But they killed it. So, yeah.
All right, AJ, you can go. The floor is yours.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
First of all, this match is good. Cena came out with his entrance. Shawn Michaels, like you said, guys, he should have came out with his theme song and everything. But what the fuck was that ending, dude? Like, oh my god. I feel like the wrong person won here. I'm sorry, Wyatt. I have to disagree. I'm like between. But this match was it was alright. It was good. It was a good match. Let's just say that. But I'm kind of mixed, like, on who the right person won because both guys are great competitors. No offense. But I feel like Shawn Michaels should have got that moment, dude. I mean, he had a couple Mania moments in there, but especially from his time on that Ruthless Aggression era, he needed that. He needed that moment. But obviously, Cena, abusing his powers in WWE, said maybe he doesn't want to put over talent, and he probably won the match because of Vince. But I would have loved for Shawn Michaels to be champ, to be honest. I don't really mind. And then maybe had Undertaker and had a Shawn Michaels and Undertaker rivalry like a year later at Mania. But
no,
we did see the rivalry eventually come into. But I would have seen that. I would have loved to see that, to be honest with you. If they ever went at it at Survivor Series, champ versus champion, Michaels versus Undertaker, that would have been a great match, to be honest. But this match was good, but I just feel like I'm kind of mixed on who won here. Like John Cena, it was good, but it was alright at the same time.
Well,
not the best move.
Well, I'll actually will defend this actually because I think from and this is my personal opinion. Cena was a megastar around that time, and he was known for defying the odds. He did the same thing with JBL 2 years ago around that time. Many people didn't expect that, but I think it started when WrestleMania 22, and Triple H shouldn't have got that title. Cena was the right man to win it, and I think also with Shawn Michaels as well. But I understand where it's coming from. I think the ending, in my opinion, was fine with me because Michael's not getting up here, and he's like, I'm fading. You know what? If I fade out, I'm fade out. It's fine with me. I mean, I know this thing about people saying that John Cena's like time is starting with the Ring of Terror to Triple H had. Nah, it's not really not once you really think about it. It's not the race he's Ring of Terror. It's just Cena wanted to be a megastar. To be a megastar, you got to prove it, and that's what Cena did. And that's my birthday.
All right, now we're gonna get to the ratings. For me, I'm gonna rate it a 9 out of 10. All right, AJ, rating.
For me, I'm gonna say this. I'm giving this WrestleMania a solid 9 because it was a good WrestleMania. But there was some things that I didn't like from there. But overall, a good show. I really liked it.
All right, Luke.
Yes. So for me, I'm going 9 out of 10. And this would have been 10 out of 10 if some matches a bit longer or anything like that. But overall, this WrestleMania is very good. I think it honestly one of the underrated WrestleManias in my opinion. Very underrated WrestleMania in my opinion. And I think also this WrestleMania is pretty good. And all I gotta say, match of the night to me goes to John Cena and Shawn Michaels. That's the match of the night. So that's all I gotta say, and that's my rating. And again, WrestleMania 2000s, best WrestleManias.
All right, guys. That ends off for today for the Crash and Burn Wrestling podcast. Please, I hope you all enjoyed the episode. Please give everyone a follow on their social medias. I'm glad. Hope you all enjoyed. Subscribe to the other podcasts, Modcast and Cinematic Analysis. And hopefully you can enjoy our next episode, which is, I think it's either going to be Battleground 2016 or 2017, so we're unsure. But after that will be Royal Rumble 2005. So definitely stay tuned for that. Hope you all are excited. Hope you just please let us know what you thought of the pay-per-view, and you can watch this pay-per-view exclusively on Peacock, or you can order it on DVD like what I did. But that's all I'm going to say for tonight's episode. Pass it off to AJ.
All right. Thank you guys for watching another episode of the Crash and Fucking Burn Wrestling Podcast. And I hope you guys enjoyed this review of WrestleMania 2030. Go follow everyone on socials, YouTube channels, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, whatever. And follow everyone's like IGTVs, YouTube channels. Yeah, all that will be in the descriptions. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this episode. And the last warrior is
Lucas, end it off.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for watching this episode of Crash and Burn from your favorite analytical person, Rick Astencio. Great episode from these guys, for these guys to death. And make sure you also check out our upcoming episodes. Our recent episode we did with Max Morrison and River. Check that out. That interview was fucking awesome. Shout out to Wyatt for getting that ready to go. And that's all I gotta say. Stay tuned for upcoming episode posted by your boy. And yeah, that's all I gotta say. That is Wyatt right there. That's AJ, and that's me. We out of here.
Crash and burn!